foul. That was absolutely ridiculous.
The Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
Up on down. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series.
I don't know. It's tough. Tom's up there, man. Being tough.
Ladies and gentlemen, the factory for Boston.
Let's go! Woo! We back on top, baby! You know the vibes right now, yes sir! This team is absolutely on a roll right now! We just won again against the Tigers. Fernando Tatis Jr. is back. We have the best record in baseball since the All-Star break, and we are rolling! And I'll tell you something right now. That kid, Jackson Merrill, oh my god, that kid is unbelievable. That dude is a star in the making, bro. No wonder why we were okay with getting rid of Juan Soto. If we had that kid coming up, shit, I don't blame them one bit, to be honest with you. They saved themselves probably 40, 50 million a year by getting rid of Juan Soto. When we have this kid coming up now, holy shit. And we got starting pitching for losing Snell and Dylan Cease, which basically Cease was technically part of the Juan Soto trade because we traded prospects from the trade from Juan Soto with the Yankees to the White Sox to get Dylan Cease. So technically Dylan Cease was a part of that Juan Soto deal. Damn, that worked out really good for San Diego. I'll tell you that right now. Not like the Red Sox trading Mookie Betts for Verdugo.
Embarrassing.
Oh my god. Oh, we are having fun in Fryland right now. Padre Nation, stand the f*** up right now because we are on a roll. It's looking great this season. Hopefully, we can get past the Dodgers. That's really like the only team that concerns me this season for the Padres in terms of the National League at least. I would say the Dodgers, Philadelphia, but that would be like really it in terms of like worry. Obviously, the Braves are the Braves, but they've taken a dip back this year. I don't know. Can Sale keep this up in the postseason? I couldn't really tell you. Sales looked great so far this year. But man, right now, I gotta tell you, it's great to be a Padre fan. It's great to be a San Diego Padre fan. Bogarts is looking like he's getting into his old form again, too. Like, he's starting to heat up a little bit. Machado's been on a roll. Nando is back. Merrill is looking like a freaking beast. Cease is an ace. We're gonna get Yu Darvish back at some point also. And we have a good bullpen too. Tanner Scott, Suarez. Oh my god, man. This is about to get insane for San Diego. This is gonna be such a great MLB postseason. I'm gonna be tuning in to the Major League postseason because San Diego is gonna be in the playoffs. Whew. Maybe this is the year for San Diego. I don't know. Maybe this is the year. Who the hell knows? But I'll tell you what, it's going to be very awkward for me watching Padres versus Dodgers in the playoffs. That's going to be really awkward for me. I'll be sad if San Diego loses, obviously. But once this, let's say the Dodgers do knock off San Diego. They knock off San Diego, I am putting on the Dodgers gear. I'm rooting for Mookie Betts. You know the vibes. You guys know how we roll over here. I'm rooting for my homegrown talent. But obviously, Team Bogarts first, though. Team Bogarts first. He's the one that showed me so much love when he was here in Boston. So we're going to be Team Bogarts first in the postseason. But you know who isn't going to be in the postseason? Once again, the Boston Red Sox. They're not going to be making the postseason again. They've been ass the last 10 games. Oh my god, I'll tell you what. My 72 and 90 prediction is going to be wrong. But I got a gut feeling that my under 500 prediction is going to be correct again. Wow, they just lost 2 out of 3 to the Detroit Tigers. And they lost today to the New York Mets, too. Damn. Rough to be a Sox fan. Today we reacted to, is the Red Sox season officially over? Yeah, they're dead. They're dead. It's over. Congratulations to the Sox, though. They made it farther this year than they did last year. Last year, they were dead around mid-August. Or, like, beginning of August, you could say. That's when they were really dead. They actually lasted to September. Good job. Good job. John Henry, your team's still trash. We're gonna react to this video from Red Seat Radio. If I had to guess, I would be shocked if he had some optimism. There was a video that was going to react to from his channel, but I waited too long to edit it up and everything else. So we're not going to react to that. But the title of that one was The Red Sox Are in Big Trouble, and it was a negative video. Which is very shocking coming from Red Seat Radio, who's one of the more optimistic Red Sox fans out there. To the point where I was laughing at him. Again, I'll admit, my 72 and 90 prediction is probably going to be wrong. But I had them out of the playoffs, and I had them on the 500. I think I'm going to be hitting the nail in the coffin in both of those picks. Is it possible that they could possibly get 6 wins the rest of the season? Well, they're going to get 3 against the White Sox, if I had to make a guess. They'll get 3 against the White Sox. I don't know after that, to be honest with you. I would probably say 76, 77, 78 wins. That's probably, like, the realistic, like, end for the Sox. Yeah, that's probably the more, like, realistic look. 76, 77, 78 wins. They're not going to crack 80 wins. I don't think they're going to crack 80. I don't think they're going to crack 80. Even if they do crack 80, then that really sucks. Because then they'll be at mediocrity. And that's the worst place you could be, is mediocrity. It's bad enough where they are right now, where they're going to, even 77, 78 wins, that's still, like, mediocrity. Like, that's never a good place to be. Because you're not good enough to be in the playoffs, but you're not good enough to have the best odds at a good draft pick. That's like the worst place you could be in a franchise. If I was the Red Sox, I'd rather be the White Sox right now, to be completely honest with you. I would. I would be. Revamp that farm system, guys. Get yourself some pitching prospects, because they don't have any right now. Sure, you got Marcelo Mayer, Kyle Teal, Roman Anthony coming up, possibly, but, like, are they guaranteed to be, like, studs in the major leagues? No, it's never guaranteed. Especially Marcelo Mayer, who's been dealing with a ton of injuries right now. I don't know. We'll see. Will they make a big splash in the offseason? I don't think so. I don't think so. If I was them, if I was the GM of the Sox, this is what I would do. I would be all in on Blake Snell. I would be all in on... Who else is going to be a pitching free agent? I was literally talking about this earlier today. I'd be in on the aces. That's going to be free agents. Blake Snell's one of them. There's another one, too, that I was thinking off the top of my head. Oh, Corbin Burns. I'd be in on him. To be honest with you, I'd be in on Juan Soto, too. Because I feel like you need 1 or 2 more big bats on this team. Or you need, like, marquee star players. Like Mookie Betts was. For the positional players. You need at least 1 or 2 more of those. 1 or 2 more positional players that are studs. And 2 frontline pitchers. Then I think you're good to go. Because the bullpen's not that bad right now. But I'm going to stop speaking some Japanese here. I've been rambling on the Padres early in this video. I'm just so happy about these guys right now, man. I am so stoked for the Padres. I cannot wait for Major League Baseball playoffs. Padres are going to be in there. I am so excited for it. Whew. If they get to the NLCS, that will be a successful season for the Padres. So we're going to react to this video here. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoy these videos. Subscribe now if you guys know what to do. Go check out our website. The link is in the description down below. Shout out to Red Seat Radio for this video here. I will leave his channel and his video link in the description down below. And without further ado, let's hop straight into the video.
It feels like we say this every other week at this point, or really once a week at this point, but this weekend really did feel like the death blow to the 2024 Red Sox.
It's
Is it
over,
completely
man.
over?
It's over. This season's done.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Sea Radio.
Nice camera,
My
though,
name
man.
is Corbin, and yet another disappointing weekend for Red Sox fans as the Red Sox dropped 2 out of 3 games to the Detroit Tigers in Detroit, officially putting them just 3 games over 500 at
4.5.
70 and 67.
Now
That
they're-
is good
now
for
they're like 5
4.5
games out, something like
games
that.
back of a wild card spot, of the 3rd wild card spot, with just 4 weeks left to go. So today, what we are going to do is we're going to go over this series and talk about whether or not this one was actually the final nail in the Red Sox coffin, or if there's still hope to be had here with this Red Sox team. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it.
Yeah, it's over.
All right, so it's actually like extremely difficult for us to sit here and try to figure out whether or not the Red Sox season is over, mostly because the only surefire way to do that, and we could sit here, we could say,
You
oh,
lose
there's
2
no
out of
way
3
they
to
make the
Detroit, man, it's
postseason, or there's no way they don't make the postseason, but the only way to really determine that is whether or not they mathematically are eliminated or if they mathematically get in. So we're not really going to know until that point happens.
Obviously,
However,
but-
it's really not looking good right now. As of today, Fangraphs has the Red Sox with a 15% chance of making the postseason, the lowest they've
shit.
had basically since the beginning of the year. I think even at the beginning of the year, they were in the 20s for
gotta be lower
percentage
now
chance
after
of the
this loss tonight
postseason. I
to the Mets.
believe this is the lowest they've been this entire year, and one of the biggest reasons why the Red Sox simply cannot win games right now, and one of the biggest things we can point to when we're talking about making an estimated guess as to when the Red Sox season truly dies, is this offense, because this offense has been one of the worst in Major League Baseball over their last 10 games. They simply have fallen apart in the biggest moments of the 2024 season, because taking a look at it, you're talking about the last 10 games for this Red Sox offense being a 206
Damn.
average with a 610 OPS.
Damn.
To put that in perspective, the worst overall offense in baseball this season is the Chicago White Sox with a 616 OPS. The Red Sox have been flat out terrible at the plate for over a week now. During that time span, they've also averaged a total of 9 strikeouts per game with just over 1.
I don't know why. I think their offense was just overrated this entire time. That's what I think. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think, but like, yeah, they've shown spurts like at the beginning of the season, even somewhat in the middle of the year, like that they can be a really good offense, but like, I don't know, man. I just don't think they had it. The offensive firepower, a consistent offensive firepower this entire season. I just don't. I just think maybe at the beginning of the year, even the middle of the year, like, they flourish off bad opponents, really. Like, bad pitching. And I think that's why the offense exploded. Like I've been saying, the second half of the year for this Red Sox team was going to be the hardest part of their schedule. And so far, my prediction there has been correct. They face better pitching in the second half, and they're not hitting as great. I just think their offense was overrated.
1 walk. They're simply swinging and missing way too much. We talked about it in last week's video. We talked about it in the Toronto Blue Jays series video. The reason the Red Sox are losing games because they simply can't get people on base and get anything going. 1 walk, well, 1.7 walks to over 9 strikeouts a game certainly isn't a ratio that's going to get some momentum going in this lineup. They're averaging 4.6 batters left on base a game and scoring just 3. They're doing absolutely nothing at the plate right now. And to me, this is absolutely the biggest reason why the Red Sox simply cannot figure out how to get wins in big moments, because there have been opportunities here for you. The Royals have lost 4 games in a row. They feel like they might be spiraling a bit, and the Red Sox did absolutely nothing to take advantage of those 2 scenarios.
True.
One of the biggest reasons why the Red Sox offense is fumbling is because their biggest players are all fumbling at the exact same time. Now, obviously, Rafi has been out for a little bit. Tristan's just coming back, and O'Neill has also been dealing with stuff as well. But if you look
Rafi has
at the
been
3,
out?
4, and 5 in this lineup right now, over their last 10
I don't
games,
think
you're
so,
talking
right?
about 6 and 39 for Rafael Devers. Costas is 8 for 36, and O'Neal is 4 for 37. The best average of the three of those is Tristan Costas at 212. That simply is not going to get the job done. Right now, you're being carried by simply Jarren Duran and Wilyer Abreu. And to make matters worse, Moss has also been helping out this offense a lot, but the Red Sox are so uncomfortable with him playing the field for some unknown reason, to be honest with you, because taking a look at the metrics, it's really not terrible defensively for Masataka Yoshida. They refuse to put him on the field. They would rather have Connor Wong take an outfield spot than Masataka Yoshida. It makes absolutely no sense to me. This series made absolutely no sense to me. The offense right now makes absolutely no sense to me. And I will say, obviously, they faced Tarik Skubal in this series, and Tarik Skubal's one of the best starting pitchers in the entire sport, so it's fine that you can't hit that guy, but to not be able to hit the Detroit Tigers bullpen for 9 whole innings and score just one singular run on, 4 or 5 hits the entire game, that says something about where this offense is right now, and it really is a shame because the pitching is going in the exact opposite direction. But before we get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content.
Go subscribe to Red Seat Radio, guys.
Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video.
I'll leave links in the description down below.
And it's the best way you can let me know you're enjoying the content. Thank you all very much for taking a second and doing so. Let's get into this pitching staff because it honestly really is an entirely different story. When we're talking about starting pitching for the Red Sox, this is the second series in a row where this starting rotation has really done their job, breaking them down game by game. Tanner Houck threw a gem, 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, and he struck out 6. I have to tell you, after Houck hit that rough patch in July, it looked like it was going to be a season of him making adjustments and trying to figure himself out for 2025. It looks like he's been able to make in-game and week-to-week adjustments and bring himself back to a caliber pitcher like we saw in the first half of this season, and that is a really, really big sign. That is a sign that Tanner Houck truly does have the capacity to go an entire season while being a top of the rotation arm for this Red Sox team. And beyond 2024, that's big news for 2025. He continues to prove time and time again that he is the best starting pitcher on this current staff. And I gotta tell you, Nick Pivetta didn't look too bad either. He went toe-to-toe with probable Cy Young winner Tarik Skubal, and he actually fought him pretty well. He went 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs that really honestly shouldn't have even been earned runs. Rob Refsnyder really let him down defensively in this series, and he struck out 6. Pivetta has finally broken that streak of 1 good start, 1 really bad start, because now he's got 2 good starts in a row. Again, you guys know my feelings on Pivetta, but hopefully this is a sign that, hey, maybe he can start stringing together 3, 4, 5 good starts in a row and finish out this season really, really strong. That would be a big help for this Red Sox team. And finally, Cooper Criswell was perfect. No, literally, he was perfect. He went 4 innings, no hits, no walks, no runs, and he struck out 5. For the absolute life of me, I have no clue why Alex Cora pulled him here. He spoke after the game and said, look, that was the game plan going into this. They were going to allow Cooper Criswell to go 4.5-ish innings, and then they were going to bring in Rich Hill, which is a fine plan. But this is the first time in, I think, a little while here where Alex Cora just flat out ignored the in-game feeling, right? That's what Alex Cora's really good at.
And this is what I hate about baseball now. They just go off of analytics, the metrics, like the probability metrics. They don't just focus like the eye test. Like, what's going on in the game? Like, what should I make my decision based off of what's going on in the game? They don't make in-game adjustments. No, they just stick by the stupid numbers and the stupid analytics and everything else. And that's what's ruining the game of baseball to me, it feels like. It feels like that there's not much decision-making based off of what's going on during the game, but it's based off of what the numbers predict the outcomes are supposed to be. That's what I hate about baseball now. The game has really changed, and it's an analytic sport. I know you could say the same about basketball, football, whatever, but, like, I don't think metrics are used as much in those other sports compared to baseball. I don't.
He's good at managing the statistics and the ability to know what to do in the right moment because of feel, because of game feel, right? And that's something that really set him apart from a lot of managers in Major League Baseball. This was an instance where he just did not do that. He didn't take into consideration the game feel of Cooper Criswell throwing a perfect hitter and decided to go to Rich Hill, and it flat out did not work out. Alex Cora did not help this team win any games in this series, and that is a very unfortunate thing to say at this point in the year. Now, obviously, at the end of the day, Alex Cora pulling Cooper Criswell doesn't really matter, because we could sit here and debate it all day. The odds of Cooper Criswell throwing a no-hitter, or even more so a perfect game, are extremely, extremely small. The Red Sox, it all comes back to the Red Sox offense, which again only scored one singular run in this game against a bullpen game for the Detroit Tigers, and a guy who started this game for the Detroit Tigers, who the Red Sox have really beat down in past meetings. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Nothing in this series and nothing on the Boston Red Sox makes sense to me at all. What Alex Cora is doing decision-wise makes no sense to me. What they're doing with position players makes no sense to me. What the offense is doing makes no sense to me. The fact that the pitching staff has been able to pick itself up is great, still makes no sense to me at all. And then we look at the bullpen, and they certainly had their moments of not great stuff in this series. Kenley Jansen blowing a lead, Brendan Bernardino can't keep the ball in the yard, Rich Hill looking like Rich Hill at 44 years old in this series. But overall,
they should have been swept, honestly.
Look at the pitching staff, and it's going in an entirely different direction than what the offense is doing right now, because overall, despite that, they still had a series ERA of 3.46. If you told me that going into the Detroit Tigers series, the Boston Red Sox would have a sub-4 ERA in all three games
pretty good,
combined, I would tell you the Red Sox probably won that series, right? The pitching has been doing their job. In fact, they've been doing their job for a little bit now. Taking into consideration their last 7 games, which is the last 4 Blue Jays games and these 3 Detroit Tigers game, they have an ERA of just 2.61. That is, and they've gone 3-4 during their stretch. That feels absolutely ridiculous. When was the last time we got a 7-game, a full week stretch of the Boston Red Sox coming out and pitching to a tune of a sub-3 ERA?
Been a while.
I'll tell you, the last time that most likely happened was back in June. Between June 16th and June 23rd, the Red Sox had a 3.05 ERA. Want to guess what they went during that stretch? That was 6-1. That is a real stark difference, but a very similar style of pitching as to what we've been seeing from this Red Sox pitching staff lately. The defense isn't helping them,
problem with the pitching
and
is
the
too
offense
inconsistent.
sure as hell isn't helping them at all. So what we're looking at here, when we go back to the question of whether or not it's over for this Red Sox team, whether or not we can consider this season done just 2 days into September, it's a tricky question to answer, because you could see sort of how the Red Sox can piece this together here. If the Red Sox rotation and bullpen continue to pitch to the tune of a sub-4 ERA, you're talking about a real potential here to give themselves a shot. Neither the Twins or the Kansas City Royals really look like all that formidable of an opponent right now. The Royals have lost 4 games. The Minnesota Twins won their series against the Blue Jays, but at the same time too, they've lost 2 series in a row, and you have had and they didn't look super stellar against the Blue Jays either. There is a legitimate path to the playoffs here. I just, like we've been saying for a while, don't know how the Red Sox get there. I'm not sure I'm willing to bet on this rotation and this bullpen being able to continue to give you a sub-4 ERA for an entire month.
Consistent.
And I don't know what's going on with this offense right now. I don't know if it's a mindset thing. I don't know if they are just fully worn out because of how athletically they've been playing this year, but you're talking about the second year in a row where you're seeing a full offensive collapse from this Red Sox team. Does it have to do something with youth? An entire group that's not really used to playing 162 games? I don't know, but that is going to be the only way that the Red Sox are going to be able to put themselves in a position to win a playoff spot. Now, I'm not going to sit here and I'm going to say it's totally over. The reason I'm not going to say that is because between now and September 21st, when the Twins come to Fenway, if the Red Sox can find themselves somehow, some way, 3 or 2 games behind them, they still have a shot of making this postseason. But the games between now and then aren't exactly easy. You do have some Chicago White Sox in there.
All right, well, let's just dissect it right now. They lost against the Mets. At best, you're going to split these next 2 games with the Mets. So that puts it, let's say best case scenario, that goes, there's 1 and 2. You should sweep the White Sox. If you don't sweep the White Sox, then it's really over for you. 3 and 0. So that puts them at 4 and 2, right? That puts them at 4 and 2. Okay, Baltimore. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm giving that series to Baltimore. Baltimore's been playing their butts off right now. So 4 and 5. Yankees. I'll say you take 1, but they take 3. So that puts you at 5 and 8. Rays. Probably what? 2 out of 3. Oh, it's in Tampa. I don't know. Tampa's looked off this year. I'm going to say 2 and 3. So that's going to put you at 7 and 11. Okay. Then it's Minnesota. I'm going to say Minnesota takes 2 out of 3. It's 8 to 13. Blue Jays in Toronto. You might be able to squeeze 80. But again, I could see the Yankees sweeping you. I could see Baltimore sweeping you. I could see the Mets sweeping you. I could see... Hell, I could even see Minnesota sweeping you, as far as I'm concerned. The Rays have looked better ever since the trade deadline, too. They might be able to take 2 out of 3 each of those series. Blue Jays, I don't know if they can take 2 out of 3 from you. I really want to say 78 wins for this Sox team. I'll go 78 wins with this Sox team. Again, they've just been too inconsistent right now for me. They just have.
But you got the Orioles, you got the Yankees, you've got legitimate, formidable opponents between now and then, and it's all going to come down to whether or not this Red Sox offense can give them enough to be able to win.
I mean, the way this Red Sox offense has looked right now, you might not even crack 6 wins,
do, and that's a lot to ask. I know 2 games doesn't sound like a ton, but you only have 4 weeks to do it. Really, you only have 3 weeks to do it until you get to that Twins series, which could ultimately determine the fate of this season. It just... Every single card is officially stacked up against them. For a while, it's been, yeah, these guys' backs are up against the wall. I would say their backs are pretty much through the wall at this point. They are as close to dead as you could possibly get without being dead. One more bad series, and I mean literally any more bad series at this point in the season probably sinks your ship, and I wouldn't be surprised if this Detroit Tigers series was the end of it, but that's just my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? Is this the final nail in the coffin for you for the 2024 Red Sox? I know
that's the nail. Put it in the coffin. It's over for the Sox team. It's done. It's wraps. They're dead. Same deja vu, just like these last 2 years. Yeah, they're done. So, Red Sox fans, I invite you to come root for Xander Bogaerts and the San Diego Padres this playoffs. If you are so frustrated in this Red Sox team right now, and like for the 3rd year in a row they've underachieved, in your guys' eyes at least, not mine, but in your guys' eyes, come join. Come join the crew. We can always use news fans over here. And we have one of our own. Bogaerts. You're not a bandwagon if you're coming to root for this guy. So, we're taking applications over here, everybody. Thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe now if you guys knew you guys know what to do. Go check out the website. The link is in the description down below. It's been your boy Jesse, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.